In 2025, the heavenly bodies are preparing something special for representatives of one zodiac sign. From May 16 to May 30, 2025 will open a period that many astrologers call the corridor of happiness, which promises profound changes in life. At this time series, a dwarf planet symbolizing rebirth, care and material prosperity, will occupy a key position in the sky. Ceres is expected to activate a kind of reset of destiny, providing a unique opportunity to escape poverty, get rid of outdated ideas about yourself, attract financial good fortune and reignite the faded fire of passion in relationships. Just 6 days can be life-changing, allowing you to move from struggling to survive to feeling empowered, confident and prosperous. Beginning May 16, 2025, when Ceres opens this very corridor of happiness, one zodiac sign will be in the spotlight. The planet will enter a special position, activating the area of self-realization and personal growth. It is during this period that representatives of this sign can experience the most powerful burst of insight. They will begin to see the true essence of things, realize the reasons for past failures, both their own and others, and understand the hidden motives of others. Someone may suddenly realize the reasons for a long-standing conflict with loved ones, and someone suddenly realizes why money seems to be slipping through their fingers. In the life of representatives of the sign of Scorpio comes a period of profound change, affecting various aspects of their existence. First of all, comes the realization that the current relationship is deprived of the former sincerity and mental intimacy. Scorpios no longer strive to meet other people's expectations, which becomes a turning point in their behavior. Those who in the past uncomplainingly took on other people's worries, sacrificed their own interests for the sake of maintaining harmony in the family and tolerated unfair treatment at work, now resolutely refuse the role of discreet support. The second established stereotype associated with the financial sphere is collapsing like a house of cards. Disappears deeply ingrained idea that large sums of money, it is not for them. Scorpios no longer save on themselves, are not afraid to earn and do not feel uncomfortable, demanding decent pay for their labor. Many of them achieve a promotion or radically change the sphere of activity, opening new horizons for themselves. The third turning point in the fate of Scorpions occurs in the field of feelings. Where previously reigned silence, dependence and fear of loss, now there is clarity and certainty. They are no longer willing to put up with relationships that exist only for appearance's sake. It becomes vital to them that the relationship be genuine, based on mutual respect, passion and trust. This is what empowers them to move forward on the path to happiness and fulfillment. May 18, when the true node squares Jupiter, will be a true test of strength. This time will show how ready Scorpios are to follow their new principles and stand up for their interests. Representatives of the sign of Scorpio is no longer appropriate to forgive those who for many years have been obstructing them and creating difficulties. Destiny lunar node exposes the deep inner discord between the true purpose and imposed, false obligations. If before Scorpios kept silent in the name of preserving family ties, so as not to hurt the feelings of loved ones, or continue to financially support adult offspring, fearing their imminent death otherwise, now comes the realization, enough. This is not a display of insensitivity or cruelty, but rather a sensible distribution of responsibility between the parties. It is time for a change. The issue of personal boundaries in the professional sphere is particularly acute. Scorpios, finally, at last, declare publicly their unwillingness to continue to do the work of others without compensation, to tolerate the pressure exerted on them or to turn a blind eye to blatant injustice. Exactly what they are refusing to do is not entirely clear. The Jupiter square only intensifies this inner tension, but at the same time gives something invaluable, clarity of mind and unwavering confidence in their own abilities. Scorpios are regaining faith in their abilities and talents. Someone literally goes on stage, presents his innovative project, declares the services provided or offers the management a fresh, promising idea. Others close an unprofitable business without the slightest regret, because they realize that they have made an important step towards more powerful resources and opportunities. Scorpios, who have gone through the crucible of introspection and an honest look at themselves, will feel the long-awaited release, like a breath of fresh air. Releasing burdensome decisions, forgiving emotional resentments and getting rid of weaknesses will open the way to new opportunities, increasing their vitality. On May 20th, when the Sun enters Gemini, Scorpios will begin a new, more significant stage in their destiny. Changes can be so rapid that they will amaze both those around them and Scorpios themselves, who sometimes do not believe in what is happening. Financial luck, which seemed like a pipe dream, will suddenly become a reality. Money that has not been seen for months will flow, debts will be returned, and new orders and proposals will not keep you waiting. Scorpios born in the first and third decades will feel the long-awaited stability at work, will receive a raise in salary, recalculations, or improved working conditions. Representatives of the second decade will get a unique chance to change the usual office for their own office. Businessmen born in the first and third decades will experience a real stream of good luck. Deals that have been in limbo for a long time will finally be successfully completed. Pensioners will feel the support of adult children, receive unexpected help or renewal of payments. Unemployed people will have the opportunity to grasp an offer that will seem temporary at first, but will later become a starting point for professional growth. Scorpios impress with their unflappable demeanor when inner determination, awakened by the Sun's influence, takes over. They do not succumb to vanity, and purposefully and steadily follow the intended goal. If there is a need to strengthen their financial situation, Scorpio is not bluntly appeal to the leadership. If a new idea is born, he immediately proceeds to its realization, avoiding unnecessary discussions. At this point in them awakens the energy of Gemini, giving flexibility and impetuosity. On the one hand, Scorpios have a clear understanding of their desires, and on the other, demonstrating a lightning-fast reaction to the opening opportunities. Those whose ascendant is in the sign of Scorpio, especially quickly fix changes in the financial sphere, as well as in the surrounding relationships. Solar Scorpios, on the other hand, experience deeper inner transformations. Self-confidence grows stronger, and the fear of repeating past mistakes recedes. On May 25th, Mercury moves into the sign of Gemini, and here it is, universal justice. This is felt first of all by those who are on the threshold of change. Mercury has the most direct effect on thinking, and Scorpio's mind seems to turn off self-sabotage mode. What does this mean? There is no longer the agonizing question, what if I don't succeed? This is a turning point for those who have been teetering on the edge of the abyss, lacking jobs, hope and help. Fate offers them not an illusory but a tangible chance for salvation. A sudden phone call can bring news of a new vacancy, an unexpected offer of a part-time job or a promising project. This is especially acute for those who are exhausted by life's difficulties and almost lost faith in positive change. It is to them that fate seems to extend a helping hand, giving the opportunity to see the opening prospects. In society, these transformations cause the effect of an exploded bomb. Surrounding people are amazed at the transformation of Scorpions, who recently did not trust, and now they show their hidden talents and capabilities. Incredible strength and energy, previously unnoticeable, become their calling card. Unfortunately, such changes do not do without envy and anger on the part of some loved ones. Someone will try to return Scorpios to their former state, but these attempts are doomed to failure. Scorpions are no longer the same as before. They have learned to recognize the true intentions of people and see who is sincere and who is only pretending. This gives them a tremendous advantage, not just to improve their position, but to hold on to what they have achieved, without letting anyone ruin their success. Scorpios are moving to a new level, where they no longer have to fight for survival. Now they themselves determine with whom to go through life, and who to leave in the past. May 27th is marked by the new moon in the sign of Gemini, and how to avoid the eternal theme of love, without which, it would seem, human happiness is incomplete. However, for some signs of the zodiac, such as Scorpios, love is not just a fleeting feeling, and the whole universe, in which they are immersed without a trace. And when this universe fades, the existence of Scorpios sometimes loses its essence. However, under the influence of the new moon, even such deep natures as Scorpios, begin to rethink their attitude to love. Those representatives of the sign, who for many years were content with stability in relationships, suddenly realize the need for something more exciting. No excuses and habitual frameworks no longer work, they crave from a partner true passion, deep understanding and absolute sincerity. Intuition Scorpios in this period reaches a peak, allowing them to unmistakably feel when their feelings go to a new level, when the previous emotions flare up with unprecedented force. For many Scorpios whose passion has long since faded, this is a time of intimate discovery. Relationships that have been teetering on the brink of rupture suddenly take on a new meaning, filling life with light and hope. A person who has been avoiding sensitive issues in personal relationships for a long time will suddenly feel the need for sincere and frank conversations. The impact of the moon awakens the dormant inner resolve, as if opening the floodgates for the expression of innermost desires. There is no longer any room for shyness when discussing previously taboo topics, disappears the fear of disclosure in matters that up to this point were under the unspoken taboo. Intimacy is no longer perceived as something secondary and relegated to the background. Everything that has hitherto hidden genuine emotions and feelings, goes into the past, as if dissolving under the rays of the bright sun. Especially strongly this influence is felt by Scorpios born under the sign of the sun. To them comes clarity, which they have not experienced before. They are no longer willing to hide their true feelings or put up with flaws in relationships for the sake of maintaining a phantom peace. The present period returns to their lives' lost passion, but with it increases and the intensity of emotions. It is extremely important to remember the need to maintain self-control, because unbridled passion can turn into a destructive force, sweeping away everything in its path. Scorpios with an ascendant in this sign also experience significant changes. For them, love relationships are not just an important component of life, and an urgent need to feel the fullness of being. During this period, they show unprecedented determination in expressing their feelings. And although sometimes passion overwhelms them with a head, they realize that the rush in making important decisions can lead to undesirable consequences. Representatives of the sign of Scorpio are in constant search of harmony between their innermost aspirations and rational thinking, seeking to preserve their individuality in the maelstrom of emotions. Those of them who have faced difficulties in their personal lives, suddenly realize that these trials have become a catalyst for their personal growth and renewal. Love ceases to be just a pleasant addition to life, becoming a powerful source of energy and unwavering faith in a bright future. Now they are ready to stand up for what they feel, realizing that a missed opportunity could rob them of their true life. Day 6 is the moment of truth for Scorpios. On May 30th, the planet Ceres leaves the zone of influence, leaving behind a feeling of happiness and peace. A rare astrological phenomenon, Jupiter bequintile Pluto marks a period of a unique combination of cosmic energies. The completion of Ceres' influence gives final form to all that has been begun during these 6 days. Successes and achievements that previously seemed unattainable are now becoming commonplace for Scorpios. Poverty and hardship are a thing of the past. From this day on, the series of difficulties ends, and the long-awaited streak of favorable changes begins. Jupiter in aspect to Pluto creates a unique symbiosis of energy that opens up a whole new way of looking at the world for Scorpios, and provides opportunities to realize the most daring plans. The influence of Jupiter, a celestial body traditionally associated with good fortune and growth, provides support in building self-confidence. During this period, it is especially important not only to take active actions, but also to cultivate a positive inner state. Representatives of the sign of Scorpio come to the realization that they are worthy of the best, and this realization encourages them to boldly face important decisions and show determination in defending personal interests. Pluto, the planet symbolizing transformation, has a special effect on Scorpios. It teaches them an important lesson, to accept change as an integral part of life's journey and to be able to adapt to any circumstances. It is Pluto that empowers them to accept the inevitable and move forward despite the obstacles that arise. During this 6-day period, Scorpios will be able to develop flexibility of thinking, overcome their fear of change in life and learn to accept new conditions. They will realize that change is not the end, but the starting point for something bigger. Those who fail to adapt to new realities risk being left behind, while determined Scorpios will be able to leave behind the poverty, crises and failures that haunted them before.